Good morning, everyone. Happy Easter. It is March 31st of 2024. 2.5 years ago, I was sentenced to no less than 3 years of incarceration. The first part of that time I did in prison, and now I'm out on residential confinement or house arrest. And today, this channel is getting monetized. What I'm going to cover in this video is a little bit about the current moment that I'm in. I'm going to talk about how this channel came about. I want to talk about the reasons why I'm excited about getting monetized and what that money means to me, which might be different than you think. I'm going to talk about my plans for the future of this channel, and then at the end, we're going to get monetized. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Brian. I was once a trauma ICU RN, and then I kind of became a full-time heroin and meth addict. I was arrested for selling drugs, sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. I'm currently on house arrest. On this channel, I talk about what I'm learning about finding meaning and balance. I share with you my past experiences and my journey of rebuilding my life from scratch. So welcome. Today, I'm sitting here on Easter Sunday alone. When you're on house arrest, you're not really allowed to go out and do much of anything. You can go to work, and they give you a little time each week to go to the grocery store or go to the laundromat, stuff like that. This is my ankle monitor that I have on. It's a GPS tracker that tells them exactly where I am at all times. This thing has been on my ankle for over 1.5 years, man. And it's gonna be another 5.5 months before it comes off. I am allowed some free time. I get 3 hours of free time a week, which basically means I can schedule ahead of time with them a place I want to go out just for fun or recreation, but I can't like go out and be outside or anything or be in nature. I just can go to like maybe a restaurant. It has to be like a single location that I go to, a restaurant, or I can go to a family member's house or a friend's house. But I can only do this with people that have been pre-approved through this background check and vetting process that they have to submit to. I actually rarely use my free time because every time I schedule something with them ahead of time, tell them exactly where I'm gonna be, it seems like almost every time I get calls from them like, where are you? What are you doing? And I'm like, I am doing the thing that I scheduled with you, and I'm at the place where I said I was gonna be. And then they're just like, you need to come check in, you need to da-da-da-da-da. So I don't know. I don't really know what the problem is. I don't know why they can't figure out that I scheduled this already, but whatever. Going out to eat or going over to someone's house is just not worth it to me if it's gonna cause this much friction with them. But there's actually another reason why I haven't scheduled any free time for today, specifically Easter Sunday, and that is because my parole officer doesn't allow anyone to use free time on holidays. Not sure what that's about. I don't think it's a house arrest rule. I think it's just her thing. I don't know what her reasons for that are. Whatever. I just stay home as much as I can. The reason I mention all that is because there is actually a huge upside to all this for me personally. With all of the options to do other things and other distractions kind of eliminated, I have been able to develop this practice of discipline and consistency that has been overwhelmingly beneficial to me. It's one of the things that allowed me to learn how to be so consistent with this YouTube channel. I posted my very first video on August 19th of 2023, and since then I have managed to post a video every Sunday without fail. My plan to start a YouTube channel actually predates my first post by quite some time. When I was first arrested, I was at death's door. I was completely strung out on heroin and meth. I was actually overdosing and getting Narcaned back to life. That actually happened several times in the weeks leading up to my arrest. So when I first got arrested, I was just withdrawing in county jail, and that kind of occupied all of my attention. But as the withdrawal subsided and I started feeling better, one of the first things I thought of was, I should make a YouTube channel. At the time when I first thought of this, I was still in county jail and I hadn't been sentenced yet. So I was thinking, you know, this is my first offense ever. It's a non-violent drug offense. They're just gonna let me out on probation or give me a rehab program that I have to go to or something like that. So I thought I was gonna start the YouTube channel pretty shortly after that. And that probably would have been the case if I was in a different state like Oregon or Washington or California. But I was in Nevada and they slapped me with a 3 to 10 year prison sentence. But that didn't discourage me. I thought, okay, this is just gonna be more experiences that I can draw from. I'm already here and might as well get the prison experience as well. So as I went through prison and learned more about myself and learned more about having a better relationship with myself and keeping myself off all of the drugs that were available in there, learning how to kind of face life in this new, sober way. I kept thinking about this YouTube channel. And what it really became was this idea that, when I get out of prison, I'm not going to have anything. All I'm going to have is a mountain of debt from everything that went to collections. So I'm going to be starting from nothing, from like rock bottom in life. And I'm going to make a YouTube channel that's going to document my rebuilding my life from scratch and just talking about my experiences, talking about what I've learned, and talking about that whole process along the way and everything that's involved in that. At this time, I didn't really know much about YouTube other than just my using it as a consumer of content. I was aware that people got paid to do this stuff, and I was aware that monetization was the thing, but I didn't really have much of an idea of like how much money you could make or like what you could really do with it. I just had this desire to share my experience as a hardcore drug addict who had completely tanked his life and lost everything, and just share what I was learning about what it really means to live well and to live a fulfilled life. So fast forward a little while, and I was able to apply for house arrest, and I was accepted because it was my first offense. I spent my first few months out just getting my bearings, finding a job, setting specific goals, getting some income, and then I saved some money, and I was able to buy a computer so that I could do the editing, and then I got a phone with a decent camera so that I could shoot the videos. And then I finally started. I think I shot my first 4 videos and completed them before I posted my first one on August 19th. What I discovered quickly after I started posting was that regardless of the response that it was getting, I mean, at first it was just very few views, mostly just friends and family, nobody commenting, no attention. But I found so much value in just posting each week because it forced me to kind of consolidate my thinking around certain things and try to figure out how to communicate the things that I was thinking of or the experiences I had. And it was really kind of therapeutic and a learning experience just to do that. And so early on I thought, even if this doesn't work out, even if there's not a following or whatever, this is still valuable to me. And I'm still getting a lot from it. My plan was to post a video every week for a year or two and see what happens by the end of that time. And I didn't really have any decision of what I would do depending on what was going to happen. I just put it out there and I was like, I'm just going to see what happens. This is just kind of an experiment. Now it's been just barely over 7 months since I posted that first video, and I am just astonished that I am already able to apply for monetization. This literally happened today, the option to monetize. I was not expecting this. I was absolutely not expecting this. I was expecting to maybe it would work out if I really kept going for a while, but it's just happened really fast. In fact, everything on my channel was barely looked at until just recently when I posted this video about nursing and being an addict. And that blew everything up, and now there's more attention and all the comments started flooding in, and so it just happened all at once, and this is all new to me now, and it's very exciting. So now let's talk about why I'm excited about being monetized and what my plans are for the future of this channel. Before, in my former life, when I was a nurse, I had everything materially that I could have wanted. I was married to another nurse. We both did travel nursing assignments, so we traveled around for work. We owned a home in South Lake Tahoe. I had all the money and all the things that I could have ever wanted. But even with all of that, I was very miserable. I was depressed, and I didn't even realize this at the time, but I was very depressed and I was very miserable, and it led me to this getting deeper and deeper into this drug addiction that ultimately led me down the path of losing everything and winding up in prison. Today, and since I got out on house arrest, I work a dead-end warehouse job. It's like a bottom of the barrel kind of job. Anybody can get this job, and the pay is like barely scraped by minimum. What surprises me about this situation that I'm in now is that the money that I make there, even though it's so minimum, is plenty for me to get by in my lifestyle by myself. Prison has kind of taught me the value of being minimalist. And so, even though I can right now afford to buy other things or get myself a car, I just ride my bike right now, I don't feel like I need any of that stuff, and none of that stuff is interesting to me anymore. This is the place that I live in right now. I only have the things here that I absolutely use every day. I mean, I literally only have like one utensil that I use to eat. I have a butter knife so that I can cut avocados. I have like one bowl, one plate. You know, everything is just only what I use on a daily basis. And I like that. And I don't want any more stuff. The only time I want something else is if there's a practical reason why I need that something else. Eventually I'll need a vehicle to do this or that or whatever, but just function only. The stuff I have, like when I compare it to what I had before, all of the things in the house and the cars and the everything I wanted, every little thing that I have now is so much more meaningful to me, and I value it so much more, and I don't want to add more superfluous stuff just to have it, you know. None of that is of value to me now. I don't want a big fancy house. I'm not interested in getting some flashy car. I don't need to buy Yeezys or whatever it is. I just don't care about that stuff. So even though I have this minimal income, it's all that I need right now, and it's actually enough that I can even save money because I manage it well and I pay attention to where it's going. So why am I interested in and excited about starting other streams of income? You know, what's wrong with the wage that I'm getting? It's not the wage that's the problem. It's the time that's the problem. That is what is valuable to me, my time. It's the most precious thing in the world. And right now, I'm dumping the majority of my waking hours into something that's making a bunch of money for other people, but means nothing to me and is robbing me of my precious time that I could be dedicating to something that does mean something more to me. So this brings me to another goal that I've had since I got out on house arrest. One of the stipulations of house arrest is that you have to work at least 30 hours a week, and it's the same for when the ankle monitor comes off and I'm on parole. When I'm on parole, I will also be required to clock in somewhere for 30 hours a week and present a pay stub to them to prove that I'm working. So I've resigned myself for this period to do this thing that I don't want to be doing. My goal, though, with all that has been, by the time I get off of parole, I want to have replaced the income that I'm getting from this dead-end job, at least replaced it with something that matters to me more, where I can just live my minimal basic life that makes me happy without having to dump my time into something that doesn't matter to me at all. The time that you have here in this life is a limited resource, and so it's very important to me when I think about what it looks like to live my best life. My time is a huge priority on that list. And one of the things that I really feel good about dedicating my time to is this YouTube channel. I like dedicating my time to providing some sort of value, and I want to provide more value as I move forward. Right now, I'm on house arrest. These videos are just talking head videos mostly. Because I'm really limited to what I can do as far as, you know, what I can bring to you outside of this little room that I'm in that is essentially my cell right now. But as I move forward, my goal is to use whatever finances I can accumulate from not only this YouTube channel, but from some other investments and side hustles that I have in the works, to be able to afford myself the time, the resources, and the ability to be remote enough that I can go out into the world and go where I need to go and be where I need to be to provide the best, most valuable content that I can. From the beginning, my intention hasn't been to remain a talking head channel. I want to bring other people onto the channel, people who have important things to say, important lessons to teach, important stories to tell. I want to find people who are learning how to live well, who know how to live well, and who can share those lessons with anyone who finds them valuable. I also intend to do a lot of traveling to where I can have important, meaningful experiences and to share all of that with you. I actually have some specific plans in mind for what I'm going to do first when I'm fresh off of parole, but I'm not going to talk about that stuff now because it's quite a while off, and for now you're still going to be stuck with mostly my talking head videos. So here's to the future of this channel. Here's to all of you who have spent your precious time watching this channel. Nothing but love and gratitude to each and every one of you. I appreciate you so much. May you all be well today and for long into the future. It's just cold water. All right, let's get monetized. Here we go. Let's go into YouTube. We're gonna scroll down here to YouTube Studio. Then click down here on the Earn tab. here it is. This is what it looked like last night. As you can see, it hadn't quite put in the final watch hours yet, but this morning when I woke up, this is what we have. And this button appeared, apply now. So let's click it. All right, this is it. Just have to go through the process, fill out all this stuff, and we're good to go. I apologize that there might be ads more often in front of these videos now. Unfortunately, it's just what has to happen. But I hope you'll still watch anyway. I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.